Hey, what's going on, everybody? Pastor E back with another episode of Let's Talk About It with Pastor E, where we talk about anything. We have a spiritual feel added to it. The idea of this podcast is to go from trauma to triumphs and from struggles to solutions. You guys like and share, tell them, hey, let's talk about it with Pastor E is on. Let's try to get some more fans or some more subscribers into the mix, and they can get into the conversation. On the last episode of Let's Talk About It with Pastor E, I was talking about wants and needs, and I just wanted to add from there to the next segment, which is what are you willing to sacrifice? When we are in need of anything or whatever we want, what are we willing to walk away from? What are we willing to sacrifice in order to get what we want or what we need? So there's nothing that's going to come into your lap without a sacrifice. Some of us, an example would be, hey, we want to lose weight. So in order for us to lose weight, it's going to take some sacrificing. We can't eat some of the same things we were eating. We can't, for example, if you are eating a lot of sweets or cake or whatever, and that's what's helped putting on pounds, there has to be a sacrifice for you, either to do more exercises or you're going to have to push that plate away. It's all about a sacrifice. And then you can obtain the weight that you want. Now, some of you need to lose weight or to get away because of some type of sickness, such as diabetes or whatever. So now here comes what the sacrifice is all about. In order for us to get things, we're going to have to sacrifice, because from the beginning, we didn't do what we were supposed to do. We didn't have to eat the cake, all of that. We didn't have to eat 3 meals and walk around stuffed. We didn't eat to need, we eat to be stuffed. So now we're over here and we're 275 pounds or more, and we need to be 180. So now we're going to have to sacrifice some things, the way that we live. And when it comes to God, it's all about sacrifice. First of all, he had to sacrifice himself. He sacrificed his son by wrapping himself in flesh to die for us. Here it is, a God that can't die sacrifices himself to death for us because he needs us. He wants us. So now he himself has got to sacrifice. So how do we think we're going to get anything, the things we want, the things we need, without a sacrifice? Whatever God has put into your hands, I don't care if it's a book, it could be a job, it could be whatever it is, you're going to have some level of sacrifice in order to obtain it. If you want to do music, there's got to be some level of sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice sleep. You know how many people, you can hear all the stories that they are in the studio at midnight till 4 in the morning or things like that. The athletes that we watch on TV, you see how Kobe Bryant would be in the gym at 11 o'clock at night till 3 in the morning, or showing up at 3 in the morning before their practices at 7:30. So now the results of what we seen on the court was according to his sacrifice. While others were sleeping, Kobe Bryant was in the gym. Now, you want to obtain greatness. Now, everybody should want to be great at some level, or be at least excellent at some level. Your excellence and my excellence is going to differ. Does it make anyone better or greater? No. But what you call great or what you call excellent is according to you. And whatever I call excellent or whatever I call great is according to me. Some people at this time even think myself or even my wife as Pastor E and Lady Cherie, that we have obtained some level of achieving great or some things. But we know we still struggle too. We got a lot of things that this could be great for some other people, but this is mediocrity for us. We want more than this. We have a successful business. It's not 8 figures or nothing yet, but we coming. But the point is, until we get there, this is not success for us. It is the stepping stones to it. But for us to get here, it was some sacrificing. We had to put money in when we didn't have the money. We had to stretch things. Sometimes people want to eat out and all that, and we're eating sandwiches. It's different things that we had to sacrifice to obtain to get to where we're at today. It wasn't going to happen without a sacrifice. Sometimes it's hard. I'm driving around in a minivan when I could drive around in a Bentley if I wanted to at this time. Now, I might want a Bentley, but right now what I need is a minivan in order for me to get what I want, which is the Bentley. So now here we are riding around in minivans and different things, while some people like that, they driving around in these minivans and they could have, yeah, I could, but if I right now go after and get my wants, I'm paying $1,500, $2,000 for a car payment that, guess what, will be taken from what we need in our family household. So we have to sacrifice right now because you never know what's going to come up. I'm just using my personal experience right now. My wife could get mad at me, but our oldest daughter is right now in med school. This is her last year, but she couldn't work. And before she even, right now, she has car payments, she has all of that. So my wife and I have to, this is part of our sacrifice. We have to pay her bills right now. But when she graduates next year and she's a doctor and all of that, guess what? Now she can come pay us back because of the sacrifice we made at the beginning. Now she's probably not going to pay us back, knowing her and all of that. But the point is, if I would have went and purchased a Bentley or a Mercedes or something like that right now, then it would be hurting for us to deal with my daughter who's in need right now. She needs our help for her to accomplish what she really wants, which is to be a doctor. So because she's in school, because we have now sacrificed, we're able to be able to help sustain my daughter while we're being sustained. This is all about the sacrifice. So while people are looking at us as one direction of what we have or what we do, nobody understands that, guess what? My daughter got bills for $2,500 every month that I'm paying her bills, or we are paying her bills. I'm sorry, don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to explain how this thing looks in real life. It's all about a sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to walk away from? Are you willing to walk away from the things that you're doing right now for you to obtain better? What are you willing to sacrifice? Some of you, and I use food as an example, and the last thing, but I was talking about food, but because I'm trying to make it simple and tangible. Are you willing to not eat crab legs and steak 3 days out of the week and go make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich 2 days out of the week? That's part of the sacrifice. In order to get where you're trying to get to, you are going to have to sacrifice something. See, we like what we like. There's not a problem with liking what you like. There's some people, for example, who like women, and they are a male who's married, or a female who likes females, something like that. You like what you like, but what are you willing to sacrifice to getting what you need, to getting what you want? It's gonna come out of a sacrifice. So God understands that we like what we like. Whatever our appetite is, we like what we like. But if God doesn't like it, if it's not helping bring you to a level of prosperity or joy or happiness, God is saying, walk away from that. I need you to walk away from that. I used to drink. Me and my crew, it could be two of us. I bought a case of beer, he bought a case of beer. We riding around the city, drinking our beer, doing everything. Then I said, okay, God, when I committed to following him, I wanted to do the things that pleased him. So the only way that was going to happen is if I sacrificed the things I wanted or what I liked. Because what I liked prior to him was opposite of what he wanted from me. And it only produced bad things. Some things that I shouldn't have even in my life today is because of things that I was doing or obtaining or operating in or feeding my appetite. And whatever you feed is going to grow. It's going to grow. So if you keep feeding something, you can't get mad at the results because it's you who kept feeding it. But if you put it away, put it down, it won't be there anymore. That's where it's going to stop. It's going to stop growing at that moment. And that only happens for sacrifice. When I stopped with the alcohol, I haven't drank alcohol in 15 years now. But I used to like Heineken. I like Grey Goose with cranberry juice and a splash of pineapple with a lime in it. I still remember what it was. The residue was still there. But when I see a package store, I keep driving by because that was something that God didn't want for me. Now, I'm not telling you drinking is a sin or whatever you want to believe or whatever. I'm here right now just talking to you about, hey, listen, what are you willing to sacrifice? We can get into the drinking and all that, but God told me not to drink. I don't know what he told you. So now, if I kept drinking, I'd be out there being a womanizer and all kinds of stuff that I used to do when I used to be under the influence. So I had to sacrifice that. And whenever you sacrifice something for God, he's going to come in because what you just created was a need. Oh man, I'm back on that. And what you created was a need, so he's going to fill that need because it's capacity. And God fills capacity, whatever is needed. But if there is nothing to sacrifice in your life, then how do you think that you're going to improve your life? I tell you, you got to change something so that's something to change. So when you change, that means if I sacrifice what I like for the things that God likes, you make your desires his desires. And everything he has, he's going to come back and reward you. When your children do what you need them to do, what you ask for them to do, and they're doing it because they're being obedient to you, you end up rewarding them with the things that they want or the things that they need. But if they did whatever they want to do, you're going to punish them if it's not a good result or good behavior, because it's going to produce a bad result. So it's all about the sacrifice. In this walk we call life, right now, the way for something to change is going to be, what are you willing to sacrifice in your life for better? And if it's going to make you better, it should make somebody else better. Remember, God sacrificed himself. He wrapped himself in flesh and sacrificed his son for you to be better. And because you're better, he's better. Why is he better? Because it's all for love. He loves each and every one of you so much that he would sacrifice life. It's not too many people that would sacrifice their life for you. You might sacrifice for your children or your immediate family. And for God, he's saying, all of you are my immediate family. So that's why I sacrificed my life for all of you. He said, but what is coming next? For us to get what is next. I'm telling you, the world is going to go down. It's getting ready to go down. The economy, all kinds of things are coming. It's another pandemic coming. It's some things that are on its way. So what are you willing to sacrifice right now to make sure you come out of this all right? Sacrifice. It puts your will aside for his will. Jesus said, hey, not my will, but yours be done. He's in the garden making that prayer, that statement. Why? Because he didn't really want to die. If it was his will, he wouldn't have died. God's will was like, yo, you're going to have to die in order for this to happen. Jesus' will is, yo, not my will. So that means, guess what? It's opposite of what God wanted. So if God is saying you got to die and Jesus is saying, not my will, that means he didn't want to die. So he sacrificed. He sacrificed what he wanted. And then he became what? No power, no name on this earth greater. All glory, all power given to him. So now he becomes God. Anyway, what you willing to sacrifice? Say, I got to sacrifice some things. Go in your mirror and say, hey, what am I willing to sacrifice? What am I willing to walk away from for me to obtain greater? And what is greater? Maybe just a better life. All right, Pastor E's out. Y'all share. I'll see y'all again. Deuces.